So far it's been great. The crowds have all been amazing. We're playing some of the biggest venues we've ever headlined here in Europe, and I think it's all been sold out. Pretty much every show. We're stoked. You know, the fans are coming out. They're super energetic, and it's just been a blast. Hellfest is it's just one of the coolest setups. I mean, all the kind of displays and artwork and stuff all around the festival grounds is really cool. Unfortunately, it was hell. We played, I don't know what time, it was still sunny out, and it was literally 100 degrees, so it was at 40 degrees, 80 degrees Celsius, something like that. Yeah, it was really hot, but it was great. We had so much fun. The audience was just amazing. We do really well in France, always have. Our French fans are just phenomenal. Sometimes, from time to time, play a small club. We'll book something.
Yeah, we still do that.
And yeah, we love being able to do both. You know, the big festivals, those are kind of crazy. It's like an out-of-body experience when there's that many people. The time goes by really quickly. Club show, things go a little bit more slowly. Like we just did the Belasco in LA. That's not that big, right?
Yeah. You get to love both of them. You know, you do a lot of one and you miss the other. You know.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how it is in France, but in California, there's still an underground punk scene. I think you find a lot more types of music infused in that. But what's great about punk is it was never a specific sound or style of playing. Like, you know, there was ska punk, there was blues punk, there was country punk, there's, you know, rockabilly punk bands. You know, then there's just like full on, you know, power chord punk. It's not any kind of specific style, but it still happens in underground clubs, and I think that's where the real creativity is always gonna happen. It's gonna be the underground, dingy, dirty places. That's where you're gonna find the new music. Whatever punk is today, you're gonna find it there. It's Dexter's idea, and he doesn't speak French. You know, he doesn't know anything about French, so we hired a coach, a friend Gail, who helped us out with him learning how to speak it and translate it and everything. The language is a Romance language. French is known to be a very romantic place and romantic people. And so to have a song that's about not having sex is kind of the opposite. and so I thought it would be a little ironic to do it in French.
I've been coming to Paris for a long time before these guys with Juliette Lewis and her band, and you get on this tour grind where you come through a city and you go to the bar or whatever, and I skipped all the tourist stuff until I met my wife, and then one time I brought my wife out when we were on tour with these guys, and I finally went to the Eiffel Tower and did all the tourist stuff, and I was like, oh, I see it, it's romantic, I get it now, you know.
The same. When our wives come out, we have to do all the tourist stuff. I never went to the Louvre until my wife came out. And Paris is rad because it is like a second home. It's one of our homes. You know, we're familiar with the city. You know, I just did a walk yesterday and walked by all these places. I'm like, oh, I know this place. You know, it's really cool.
It does feel familiar when you walk around.
Yeah.
I've only been a bass player for I guess 3 years now. So, you know, and Dexter usually writes all the part. You know, he writes the parts that he wants in the song. But it's all stuff that I would want to write anyway. You know, when I write music for it's all tasty stuff that pushes the song or propels the hooks of the song, which is how I write anyway. It's so fun playing bass.
It's a totally different instrument. You know, a lot of people think, well, if you play guitar, you can play bass, but it really is different. You know, you want to be a little bit more locked in with the drums, whereas guitar, you can be a little bit of ahead or a little bit behind, depending on the feel of the song. Todd's, you know, put in really a lot of work just playing a new instrument. It's been fun watching him kind of grow in that, you know. And you're excited about it. That's what's really cool. You enjoy and recognize what's different about playing bass than guitar. Yeah. Like, I never really thought of it much until you started doing it, and I learned all that through you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but Offspring has some of the funnest, most iconic bass lines ever.
Yeah.
And so
self-esteem.
You know, I feel like I have found more part of this song now.
So I think what happened is, you know, all the arena rock and then the hair metal stuff Nirvana came and just destroyed it.
Yeah.
Nirvana ruined a lot of careers.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those bands are having their second heyday now, you know. So I think Nirvana helped a lot, and once people heard Nirvana, it wasn't too big of a jump from them to bands like us and Green Day. And you know, I know Bad Religion was already doing really well in Europe. NoFX was doing well in Europe. So. Probably the theme song to MASH, "Suicide is Painless." That guitar chord, that minor B. I didn't know what chord it was at the time, but that kind of made me want to originally first play guitar. And then I heard the Ramones, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I can do this."
I mean,
I still never learned how to play "Suicide is Painless," but I can play "Beat on the Brat."
Similar story. I was just an awkward kid that didn't know where I fit in and what it was about. And I saw a guitar, and I would see guys playing guitar on television, and I thought it was a bit beyond me, but I still admired it, and I thought, oh, maybe that could be what I do. And then I heard, you know, the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, and saw someone taught me a bar chord and said, if you just move this bar chord all around, you can play every punk song. This is me. This is what I do now.
That was
and
great.
Never turn back, you know.
Yeah, from the 6th-string bar chord to the 5th-string bar chord.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like twice as many chords.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think I have 4 basses, you know, 2 different tunings, and then a backup for each. Yeah. So I use these, right? Yeah. Yeah, they sound great. They sound round and fat and nice. Yeah. Well, I know when I started playing with H2O, it was just because I broke them less, you know.
Most of the set we play half a step down, but there's some songs that just don't sound. They kind of lose the energy, so we play those in standard tuning. And so I have a guitar for each of those and a backup, so 4. I use a different tuning on Behind These Walls. It's like a 5th guitar, and then I have the 2 Bad Habit guitars, so 6 and 7. I probably have about 8 guitars out with me. It's always been a brand you could trust. So I was like, sure, let's try them.
My name is Ken Wood, and I'm Dexter's guitar tech, and I also look after the basses in daytime. All strings Ernie Balls. They don't break very often, so they're good. Custom shop Di Marzio, and a volume control, that's it. Ernie Ball 1052s, and sister guitar, just red, exactly the same, just regular tuning. And then backups, we use his old main guitar, custom shop, Ibanez from LA. Just a regular one, which is not a custom shop one, but basically same guitar. Just acoustics are made in Australia, 1254s, bronze. The bass, they're all Fender P basses, basically all the same as this. 50, 105, a regular Slinky bass. Lasts about 5-6 shows, set of strings. And bass player don't really like to change the strings.
What's up, guys? I'm Jay Reynolds with the Offspring. I'm Noodles guitar tech, also tech for Jonah. You know, my first sting is usually building Jonah's rigs. He's got percussion and other stuff, so I get that out of the way. So this is main guitar right now. Main tuning across most of the songs is half step down. There are probably, I'd say 60% of the songs are in that D sharp. He's got a few different iterations over the years. This one's got the P90s stacked, running the 10 to 46 Paradygm, Ernie Ball. Great, sounds amazing. So this is Jonah's main guitar that's half a step down. It's like an early 2000s Les Paul classic. And he plays a little heavier. He plays the 11 to 48, the purple Paradygm pack. Yeah, rock solid. And then Noodles does play on the drop C sharp. He does play 11 to 48, but he likes the lighter strings.
Young players, like, more notes doesn't necessarily mean better songs or a successful career, you know. You only need the right notes and the right attitude. That's it.
You know, focus on the music and having a good time with like-minded people that you share a similar love of music. Dexter and I, Todd and I, have always loved the same kind of music.
I love this microphone. I feel like I should do it.